that's something that had to be done. And then we started Reed Justice Initiative, and then we took off. We started going from New York to LA. We was on the Dr. Phil show, the Dr. Oz show, Democracy Now, you name it, we was there. A&E, CNN, we've been everywhere. But the point of that is, we are not going to stop until we get justice for all, until we abolish the death penalty. Because one life taken is too many. And they don't understand, you know, my brother is sitting on death row right now, you know, for a crime he didn't commit. And every day that he's incarcerated is a day that we are incarcerated. It is a day that we are not whole. It is a day that we cannot be together as a family. And that's a hurting thing, you know. And I wouldn't wish that on nobody's family, you know. Bottom line is, we need to do all that we can do and let God do the rest so we can abolish this death penalty. We need people to get involved, be committed, because it is not easy, it is hard, but we can do it together. We can do it together. We can lift one another up. We can carry each other when we're tired, but we need to do it together as a community, as a nation, as a state. We need to do this, and it is a must. You know, I spoke to one of my brother's attorneys yesterday, and they were telling me that Rodney's doing good and that he wants to thank each and every one of his supporters. He sent you his love, and he said he's going to stand strong, and he's looking forward to the May 17th evidentiary hearing. And that's all we want. You know, we standing up here today because all we want is equality. All we want is justice. Give us a fair trial. You don't have to free Rodney Reed. Just give us a fair trial and Rodney Reed will free himself. Because the evidence speaks for itself. And that's all we're asking. At every turn, Brian Gertz and this district attorney's office has been in cahoots with the judges, denying everything that comes before them. And how can you do that? How can you have a man on death row and a murder weapon hasn't been DNA tested? How can you have a man on death row when all the medical and forensic science proves his innocence? How can you have a man on death row when so many people know the truth and the world knows the truth, but yet he still sits there? And that is a hurting thing. So I asked you, just think about it. What if it were you? What if it was your family, your brother? What would you do? And I'm doing only thing that a good brother should, that a good family member should, that a good citizen should. Stand up for truth, right, and justice. And that's what we all need to do. Because if you can't stand up for that, don't stand up for nothing at all. Stand up for it. Be accounted for. I want to thank everybody that came out. Gloria, everybody. I can't call names, but everybody that came out from the bottom of our hearts. Because that support, that love that you show us helps us live to fight another day. Gives us that strength to fight another day, and we need that. And so people get involved, go online, do whatever you can do to help abolish the death penalty. Because we're not just in this for Rodney, we're in this for everybody. You, me, and everybody. Justice shall be had. Thank you.
Wow. Great song.
Free Rodney Reed! Free Rodney Reed!
Now.
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 Free Rodney Reed.
Now.
Thank you. Everybody have a safe trip going home.
So glad I met new people today as well.
Hey guys, so we're in Bastrop, Texas, with the family of Rodney Reed, who just gave a rally reminding people that Rodney Reed is still yet to have a trial. As of May 17th, Rodney Reed was a very prolific case of a wrongful conviction of a person of color. He was accused of murdering a young woman by the name of Stacy back in, I think, in the 90s. And since then, there's been a lot of evidence that has indicated that she was not murdered by Rodney Reed, but rather someone she was in a relationship with at some point called Jimmy. Jimmy was then later convicted of sexual assaults for a completely separate case. And since then, a lot of evidence and forensic and medical examination has shown that, again, Rodney Reed is completely innocent of the crimes he's been accused of.
How's he feeling and how did he recover from that, to your knowledge?
Rodney is feeling good. He recovered fully. He's strong. I thank God for that because he only showed a mild symptoms. He couldn't smell for one day, but after that, he's been fine. He didn't suffer from any other effects.
Something else you mentioned about those videos was the fact that there was a motion for discovery that was filed by Rodney's attorneys, and that was, I think you said, declined in early February. Is there anything else you can kind of tell us about that or explain that any further to your knowledge?
Basically, it was a motion for discovery for them to turn over any and all evidence that they had and for them to give us the bill so it could be tested, have further testing and stuff, and all that was denied. But that was probably expected by the Attorney General's office. I mean the Innocence Project.
And just, I guess, in general, the videos you've been posting on YouTube to try and keep people aware of Rodney's case and keep people up to date with everything that's going on in it. How do you feel it's gone so far? Any kind of feedback you've gotten, and just the way that you're trying to make sure people are up to date with things as they change going up to the hearing in May?
I feel that it's been going pretty well. We've been getting quite a few, views, and people been going on our Facebook profile more, and it's all about Rodney on there. And so it has been good, you know what I mean? And we just, like I said, just trying to get people back involved, in Rodney's case, because this hearing is coming up and it's very crucial. We want the whole world to be watching Bastrop as they make their decisions in this hearing. We want the whole world to see the corruption and the deception of the police officers, you know what I mean, and what they do.
Something also that you kind of mentioned in the videos, and I guess even today as well, the fact that while also your focus is mainly on your brother, you're also advocating against the death penalty in general. You've been involved. You went to Indiana, you went to D.C. for things. How much of this, as you mentioned, over the last 24 years has kind of become something for you where you want justice for your brother, obviously, but you also want to abolish the death penalty and make sure no other family or has to go through a situation like the one yours is going through?
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of it, because first off, I believe the death penalty is racist and inhumane, and I don't believe anybody should have the right to take a life. God bring the guy to take it, and in actuality, it's cheaper to house a person for their entire life than to put them to death. It's cheaper. So there's no point in the death penalty, because everybody deserves a chance at redemption. Everybody does. And everybody deserves a chance to prove their innocence as well.
And something you mentioned a couple questions ago, you just said that you want the entire world watching Bastrop, when the evidentiary here comes up in Maine and the lead up to it. Do you feel that's something that's being accomplished right now? Do you feel like the entire world is paying attention?
I believe we have a whole lot of supporters all over the world that are paying attention. And that's why we're trying to amplify things up. We're going to start getting all the stars back into it. Kim Kardashian, Dr. Phil, Rihanna, all of those, Meek Mill. We're going to get all of those back involved. We're going to get everybody. We're going to push this movement. And we're going to put the spotlight on Bastrop so in order that we may change the way they're doing things here in the system so that other people may get justice.
I know this is going to kind of sound like a dumb question, but the hearing that's coming out, what result are you looking at coming out of that?
What result? All we want is fairness. What we want is for them to let us call our medical and forensic scientists to admit their testimony into court. We have three of the best, Dr. Biden, Dr. Riddick, Dr. Spence, world-renowned, okay, the best of the best. But yet Bastrop is denying their medical findings on this case. Why? What do you have to hide? You know, we want all of that and all the rest of the witnesses and testimonies to be heard and weighed just fairly. That's it.
I'm not sure if you can go into this, but what's the strategy that Rodney's lawyers are using going into it? Like, what are they?
Well, that, like you say, I'm not even going to go into that because I don't want to give these guys any, you know what I mean? We're already behind the gun, you know what I mean? So I don't want to give them anything, any more ammunition.
It's fair. Is there anything that none of us asked?
Well, basically, we are going to be having an event every month. We're going to have one next month as well. And we're going to have one in May, and it's going to get larger. And the closer we get to the hearing, the larger it's going to get, the more people that we hope to have involved. And we want this to be something that, you know, frees this family from this nightmare. You know, when we get to this hearing, we believe that if we give them the chance to admit all this, it can free our family from this nightmare that we've been in, and also change the way things are done here in Bastrop and across the state of Texas.
I guess out of curiosity, how much do you kind of entertain that thought in your mind of, you know, one day sitting at home and seeing Rodney walk through those doors?
I think about my brother every day. I think about him coming home every day. There's not a day that I don't think about him, that I don't pray for him. And every chance I get, I'm doing something to advocate for him. You know what I mean? So, and not just him, but others as well. Because like I said, I got into this all about my brother, but then I seen the need for, there's 1,000 other Rodney Reeds out there. There's a lot of injustice rampant out there. I can't just sit back and just do for mine and not do for everybody.
I guess I actually have one more. So you're also pushing to abolish the death penalty across the entire state of Texas.
Yes.
Do you feel that because Texas feels like one of those strongholds where it almost seems like that's just something that would not happen here. Do you feel like there's a movement kind of growing in the populace that the death penalty would actually get abolished?
I do feel it. I do feel it. I see it over the years. Like I said, we've been doing this for 20-some years, not seeing the difference that people are opening their eyes and looking at what's actually taking place, not just listening to other people, but actually seeing what's going on, you know, and people are getting involved. Like I said, the Black Lives Matter movement, it helped. All of this is helping, you know, and I see us getting to the point where we can and will abolish the death penalty here in the state of Texas. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey guys, so we're in Bastrop, Texas at the moment with some of the family members of Rodney Reed. They held a rally today, just getting some, information out about Rodney. Rodney was on death row not very long ago, and a judge was able to put a stay since new evidence has come to light, including the fact that the actual killer, the actual person that committed the crime, admitted to doing so. Medical examiners have also advocated for his freedom, stating that it was scientifically impossible for him to commit the crime based on some of the factual information we have about his whereabouts during the crime and stuff. Rodney Reed was on death row for like a good 20 years before anything was really reassessed and done. His case was nationally recognized as really glaring flaw in the justice system, where somebody was literally just a few days away from execution, even in light of new and very compelling evidence that Rodney was innocent. He is facing trial on May 17th, and many are still advocating for his freedom. The man you heard speak just a little bit ago is, one of the relatives of Rodney Reed, who is really upset and, very motivated to not only free Rodney, but also make a change and a difference in the capital punishment system, where many folks are still, being put to death. So guys, that has been today's rally. They're gonna have one next month. I will absolutely be here. Maybe then I'll interview some of his family members. But for now, he's already given an interview to some of these folks here. He pretty much answered any and all questions I could possibly have thought of asking him for now. But keep you all updated. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a free Rodney rally in Bastrop, Texas. And if you want to learn more about Rodney Reed, look him up on innocenceproject.org. They have amazing information about his case, the status of his case, and even how you can help if this is something that you want to participate in. But again, thank you so much to each and every one of you. I love you all. Be safe, be compassionate, and be yourself. See you later, guys.